worship. And the concept of dua is where a lot of people fall into shirk and kufr, especially some people claim they're Muslims as well, and they go into this as well, making dua to anbiya, making dua to saints, and so on and so forth. Here this hadith mentions that if you raise your hands to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah is shy, subhanallah. Meaning Allah will not answer, in other words, not answer. Allah will answer your dua. So never feel shy in asking Allah, because himself, he becomes shy if you raise your hands and he doesn't respond, subhanallah. So a person should always remember this as a rule, that dua will be answered. And the dua of the believer is answered. And there are certain specific times that the Prophet ﷺ said, "Ad-du'a la yurad bayna al-adhan wal-iqama." He said that the dua will not be rejected between the adhan and iqama. This time is beautiful when you are in between adhan and iqama to make dua. To not talk, not laugh and joke and dunya. It's the time, especially when you come to the house of Allah, you come. And even this hadith is mentioned by Shaykh Khalid al-Muslih, Hafidhahullah wa ra'ah. He said, even if you're at home, let's say you are unable to come to the masjid and someone made the adhan, or you're very far away from the masjid and the adhan has taken place, and between the adhan and the iqamah, the time, or for the women, of course women do not make adhan, but the adhan time, and between that and the iqamah or the stand of prayer, dua. So this is very important, my brothers, inshallah. Remind yourselves of dua, very important to ask Allah. And isn't it amazing when you ask Allah, Allah responds. And you see the response and then you feel, wow, look at this. And as Allah says, إِذَا قَضَى أَمْرًا فَإِنَّمَا يَقُولُ لَهُ كُنْ فَيَكُونُ. If He decides a matter, He says be, it's done. Subhanallah. If me and you decide, or we want something to happen, it may not happen. Because it's about when Allah wants it, not about me and you. So anyway, as I conclude, inshallah, remind yourself of dua and asking Allah, only asking Allah. Only asking Allah, nobody else. No one else can respond to your dua. Only Allah can. So bear that in mind. We ask Allah to forgive our dhunub, to make it easy upon us, our affairs, our coming tomorrow, and our ending, and how we end and we leave this world, this dunya al-fa'ina. As Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anh says, he goes, "Ad-dunya fa'ina." So the world is finished. In other words, fa'ina, fa'ana, which means something that's gone. Like Allah says, "Kullu man 'alayha fan." Everything will be finished, except for Allah. وَيَبْقَ وَجْهُ. This is, subhanallah. So this is very unique and very important to understand. And this is the world. The dunya is fa'ina. وَالْآخِرَ مُقْبِلَةٌ. And the hereafter is coming. It's in front of you. It's coming. And that is what we need to work for, that we forget about in our crazy dunya that we live in. Allahul Musta'an. Therefore remind yourselves of dhikr and dua, and asking Allah for the sins that we've committed today, the sins we've committed in the morning, the sins we've committed in the daytime, the things that we saw, the things that we didn't think about, and we fell into them, and Allah has covered it. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah. Allahumma astur uyubana. Like this. But now, when you think about it, you say, what I've done, istighfar, dua, Allahumma aghfirli, Allahumma arhamni, Allahumma yassir, Allah forgive me, Allah make my tomorrow a better day. Allahu a'lam, wa jazakum Allahu khairan. الله خير. Allah. Illness is a thing. Go for the Masail, yeah, like yesterday's ones. Now, okay, Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam, amma ba'd. A couple of masail we spoke about yesterday, just a quick revision and just a quick reminder. Bulugh al-Maram is a big book. Big book in ahadith of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. And the mashayikh, when they teach it, in fact, in Medina or Makkah or wherever, they usually never start with Bulugh al-Maram. They don't start with Bulugh al-Maram. This is the reality of the matter. So if this is your first time studying, especially Kitab al-Buyur, which is the book of transactions, it is going to be challenging. I'm not speaking to anyone specific, I'm just being very generic here. Alhamdulillah. So bear that in mind. There are other books which are much easier, madkhal, like Manhaj al-Salikin, the path of the wayfarer. This book is good, very simple, ibara. Umdatul Fiqh. We started in Medina, Umdatul Fiqh. We did Umdatul Ahkam. then we went to هكذا يعني. This is easier because you have a very, because what Ibn Hajar rahimahullah is doing is bringing a hadith which are weak, which you can't act upon. And then he's talking about a hadith which are sahih. And he does that for a purpose reason. And then he sometimes bring one hadith, you've dealt with that mas'ala, but he's going to bring another 3-4 of them, same issue, but just one or two wordings are different. So Ibn Hajar rahimahullah ta'ala has a very unique way of doing things. It's more collection of hadith. It's like opening a book like Abu Sunan of Abi Dawud or Sunan al-Nasa'i. You can match them to Ibn Hajar's collection. They're very, very similar in its approach when it comes to them, much more hadith, but really that's what it is. So I am trying to simplify as much as I can. So when I need to mention any of the contemporary masail, you need to ask me, you need to stop me and just ask. Yeah? Okay? Everyone, this is for everyone, inshallah. So, because even me, when it comes to transactions, there's so many things I don't know about in the world. In the world we live in, there's now Forex trading, what else? Crypto, this, that, and the, that's kind of old now, right? I mean, it's not old, but we should all know about it. But in terms of the logistics of Islamic principles, how we apply that, Islamic finance is not easy for, it's never been black and white. It's very difficult. And I was reading the ahadith in Bulugh al-Maram in the chapter of buying and selling. SubhanAllah. I realized that the Prophet ﷺ is telling these people, don't do this. There was a lot of fraud. So a lot of ahadith are compiled. Maybe today we don't come across those jahiliyyah masail, but because Islam came to demolish and diminish riba. So there's going to be a lot of kalam in that. So don't be overwhelmed with the number of ahadith that are here, and sometimes someone say, but what is this talking about? Like, don't separate the slave and the master. Yeah? Don't sell them to one person or two people. Don't give the slave to this person and give the master to this person if you was to sell them. Or abidan, two slaves. Don't sell them to one person. Why? Anyone know? Difficult, right? It's a difficult question, yeah? It's like saying don't sell two phones to one person, sell it to two people, or the other way around, yeah? It's very difficult to understand this. It doesn't make sense, yeah? But why? Because it's a confusing one. Why? Anyone know? You know this answer? Family. They're family. Sell it to one person. Because if you do this person will go somewhere else. He has a slave. You're separating the family members, separating the brothers. You with me? Now you're still confused because you're like, what do you mean? Because this is talking about the time when there were slaves around. It was known. Don't separate the family members. Sell it to one person. Yeah, they will have one master, and they are slaves. They are slaves. They are slaves, but they will be together. This hadith will come. You'll see it, but you'll be like, how do we apply that today? Huh? It's difficult to apply that today. Maybe there is a lesson that we can make analogy with something else, but I can't think about it. I can't think of it. You with me? You're not. I'm trying to make you understand something very important, my brothers. Some ahadith, you're going to find them, which are for that time. Some of them are nasikh, which means abrogated. Or rather, nasikh is abrogator. Mansukh is abrogated. Yeah, Mansukh is the one. This cannot be applied, and you're going to find loads of them. Okay, so anyway, this is why Bulugh al-Maram is a big book. There's so many, so you have to be patient and go through it one by one, and then see where we are, stuck with, or you want to ask. But what I'll try to do, I'll try to bring another book, inshallah. That one has got more than 300 contemporary masail. In buying and selling, he's going to then talk about the banks today. He's going to talk about the names, the usages, the lingo, and everything. He's going to do a lot of that. So that's a good one. I have it. And that's the one we studied in Medina, mashallah. It was Sharh of Umdah. It was by Sheikh Jibreel, not the actual Sheikh Jibreel, but another one. His name is the same name. Anyway. تفضل بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Yeah, نبدأ. We start. نعم تفضل يا شيخ حبيبي. Yes. منسوخ. Yeah. Yeah, here we're talking about hadith, ya Sheikh. We're talking about hadith being mansukh. There is well, look, like some hadith are mansukh here, but we can't say because they're mansukh, the book is not good. It will be mentioned in the sharh, in the explanation by the Sheikh. He will mention it, and we will know how to apply it, when not to apply it. There is no, okay, like Bukhari and Muslim, Umdatul Ahkam, this is the best one. Yeah, this one is, but even then you will find some, yeah, you can find still in Bukhari and Muslim a hadith which will have some aspect of mansukh, but it's difficult to say. But anyway, we will come to this discussion inshallah. نعم تفضل يا أخي. Today give Ajwad تفضل a chance, and then swap around if you want Arabic, English, how you want. In Ukraine language if you want, any language أخي تفضل. Bismillah. This masala again we spoke about a number of times. Let me just find the page. Okay, so we'll revise the masail later on of what we done yesterday, just to kind of have a recap. But let's just carry on, then we'll come to that inshallah. So النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم نهى عن النجش تناجش بالشين. This means النجش. The scholars, they say the meaning of it الزيادة في ثمن السلعة المعروضة للبيع لا ليشتريها بل ليغر بذلك غيره. This is the definition of النجش. You don't want to buy it, you just want to increase it because you want to what? Increase it and make it harm the other person. There's a bidding, and this also makes it very clear that bidding is permissible. In fact, in Arabic there's a specific word for it. It's called muzayada. Muzayada. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when he came once, someone selling something, he said, Man yazid ala dhalik. Who's going to increase? Who's going to increase? Someone puts a hand up, I want to give £50. Someone goes, no, I want to increase £60. Bidding, auction. This is permissible. Yazid. It's called muzayada. This is the best word to use, muzayada. And I want you to remember this word, because this word will be beneficial inshallah. But a najish is like, you're in a bidding, you're going on eBay, and you're bidding on eBay. This is kind of contemporary mas'ala now, okay? So bear that in mind. You're going on eBay, and what you're doing, you're increasing the price. Guess what? I'm not even going to buy it. I'm just going to, because this other person, he bid against me, and I'm going to now, just so that he doesn't buy it, because he's going to walk away. And you don't want to buy it yourself, and so what you do, you change your accounts, or you do silly things like this. This is not allowed. La tanajush. This is the meaning of tanajush. And I will advise you all to learn the Arabic, this word. Najish. If you go, there's one book called Lisan al-Arab. Lisan al-Arab, a very beautiful book, and it's all in Arabic. But what it does, it takes one word, najish, and it breaks down all the verbs and the whole kalimat and the different meanings that exist around that word that you can ever think about. It's incredible. Another book called Al-Muhit, which is very good for Talib al-Ilm who's beginner. It's called Al-Muhit, and this one is, wallahi, I'll be honest with you brothers, seriously, I use it myself and I benefit so much from that book. Sarf, ilm sarf, the different ways of the verbs and how they change. Just look at those. Just even if you just look at one of these, now you may say, Shaykh, come on, we don't know Arabic. We want to just learn in English. Yeah. So do I. But the reality is, that word, you will see the way it's broken into different words, and it will be very important, inshallah. Okay. So the Prophet ﷺ has forbidden this, and this hadith is Bukhari, Muslim, and there's no doubt. Any questions on this? No? No. An-Najj. Yeah. أو نجش. This is asl. Anyway, tanajush is also another way to tanajush, la tanajashu, but this is the plural. La tanajashu because of the wow, plural, everyone. Okay. You understand this now? Any questions on this mas'ala? Yani, very clear, yeah? You don't want to do this. And Islam, في أدب. في البيع في هناك أدب. There is etiquette, there are manners. We will learn this now, today, inshallah. Today we're going to touch upon etiquettes in buying and selling. Wallahi, there is. There's adab, there's akhlaq. Subhanallah, I've seen it from some scholars and people of, in the Muslim lands. I've seen it, subhanallah, the way they are. They will make a loss just out of adab, and in order for the sale to be authentically according to the sunnah, they'll be happy. Huh? And this is, subhanAllah, seen, witnessed. And so, this area is going to be teaching of adab. The next hadith we're going to talk about is, tafaddal akhi. And take the second hadith as well, both of them, inshallah. What is the translation? No translation there? Does he mention in your one? تفضل. No. Next hadith. No, Jazakallah khair. These two ahadith talk about very simple mas'ala. I'm not going to go into detail. Something that's majhul, something that's majhul. Majhul, bay'ul majhul, or bay'ul ma'doom. Something that doesn't exist, or something that's deceiving. Like al-mula masa. Yeah, buy me this. Yeah, this looks good. Let me buy this. People used to do this in Jahiliyyah times. I don't know if anyone does this now, but it can happen. Likewise, al-munabadha فسرها بعض العلماء يقول إلقي إلى ما معك. They say إلقي إلي أو ألقي إلي ما معك. They say throw whatever you have. It's like, betting, in other words. Whatever you can throw, as strong as you can throw, whatever you have, or arm wrestling, in other words, and our contemporary. If you win, khalas, then you take all of this, or this type of majhul, buyu, all of this is not permissible. Very simple, okay? This is it. Like this kalima al-thunya, al-thunya is ala wazn dunya. It means that you don't specify it. That's all. You don't specify the transaction that you are carrying out. You say, I sold you my car. Give me £2,000. Which car is it? It doesn't matter. It's a car. It works. Wrong. And this happens today. This is contemporary. It can happen today. Look, I know we're supposed to, I know this happened and that happened. You are a broker. It's simsar. Simsar is like broker. You are a middle person. And you being a middle person, you came and you helped him out and it didn't work out. Things went the wrong way. He goes, Akhi, what shall I do? You made me lose my money. Yeah? Then you go, okay, I'll take my car instead. Okay, it's done. Transaction done. I've done the paperwork already. This type of deceiving is not allowed. So this hadith, even though it's talking about specific things, we can still make an analogy and say that this is applied in today's day whenever you're deceiving someone or someone is trying to deceive you rather, and then they say and then you agree. And remember, the sin is on both, because here buying and selling is on two parties. The giver, the taker, yeah? So they're both. So remember this. Always remember. So a person is not allowed to go ahead with this. Now, next hadith. Fadl. Allah alayhi wa sallam. لا يبيع لا يبيع لا, what is it? لا, because this is nahi. لا من ناهية لا يبيع. نعم. So similar to what I just said. Number one, this hadith طيب, is absolutely authentic because it's in Bukhari and Muslim, and the wording is for Bukhari. Number two, this hadith says don't go and meet the travelers, al-rukban. But here, لأنه أغلب, because this is very generic and more known. People who are traveling from different countries at the time in Medina, they would go and meet the people at the desert before they come into the city. لا تلقوا في رواية الركبان. Don't go and meet them and make your sales. Or they have bida'ah, they have belongings, they have things they want to sell, and you meet them, you go and make your purchase, you run away, they come to the city, they realize, what have these people done? You with me? They don't know about the market price. They don't have those phones them days. Okay? Today, alhamdulillah, it's quite known. But still, there are people who do come travel from abroad. There are people who go and make businesses and they say, well, these people don't know how much we are making in London or whatever it is. Or someone who's maybe in a nice way, like he's not educated like yourself, who knows a lot about technology and stuff like this, and he hasn't looked into the market prices, and you fool him or her, whoever it is, and you make a deal and make a business with them without them, and as soon as they realize, they feel that they've been fooled. Yeah, this is the meaning of the hadith. For Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, they came to him, they said, what do you think about this? He said, لا يكون له سمسارا, meaning there shouldn't be a middle person there trying to make the bargains. You with me or not? No? Before they get to know the market price. Yes. And obviously this is the case. And this happens sometimes in maybe not traveling necessarily, but you may go to another country. You may go, and you have people they don't know, or you may fool, or you may even lie. You may say, let me pick up this. This is how much we sell it for. This is how much we get. And then you make all those transactions. This is practiced today in a different way. Next hadith, it will explain a little bit more, I believe. Yeah, so there should be no agent in between fooling them, or increase or decrease in the prices. Yeah. No, Jazakallah khair. Yeah, so generally speaking, having someone as a wakil is allowed. The example that we spoke about yesterday. For an example, I have a shop and I'm selling goods. Someone comes to me and says, I want this specific good. It's a specific thing. Now for me, to buy it for him only, I don't even know if he's going to, because he's the only one who wants that item. It's a specific type of loaf of bread. It's only he wants it, no one else wants it. What are you going to do in this case? You're nodding your head there. You should nod your head there. If you nod your head, I'll pick you first. Huh? He wants it. He wants this item. What are you going to do? Huh? Okay, you found... No. You are going to do the right thing by finding it in the marketplace. He knows what the price is. He can go online and buy it himself, but he wants you to do it. This is not the first scenario. This is another scenario. I'm talking about a wakil. Yeah, stipulating someone to purchase something for you. Okay? Is different to selling something that you don't have. You understand the issue now? Am I speaking too fast, maybe? Is it allowed, okay, let me ask you, is it allowed to sell something that you don't have, that you don't own? No. Yeah, because of the hadith. لا تبع نسيتك. Okay. Number one. But if somebody comes to you and says to you, I want this thing, I want this, or I want this thing here. You don't have a stock of this. You understand now? What are you going to do? Ahmed, go on. Tell him what? Repeat, subhanAllah. It hasn't been longer than my day, I tell you now. Alhamdulillah. Fahimt? You understand the question, brother? What will you do? You can't sell something that's not yours. Okay, good. I like the way you said problem solved. Subhanallah. Khalas, Sheikh, move on, yeah? We're not getting anywhere. I hope you understand. Sheikh Abdul Malik, you understand the question? Explain it, please. Yes. And so this is this is a very good point. Jazakallah khair. This is not you taking the money of the brother or the person who took the money, that you have claimed that I have it and I will sell it to you. You're saying I'm getting it for you. Tawkil. This is called wakala. Tawkeel is appointing someone to do me a favor. Take my money, akhi, and give it for zakat. Zakat is not given to you. You are taking my money and you can't take from that zakat yet. You are taking this money. What are you going to do with it? To go and give it to the fuqara. You with me? We call this tawkeel, appointing someone. This is allowed. So don't say, yeah, I have it at the back, but I'll bring it to you in 2 days' time, and you've taken the money. It's so simple. You can just check. Your words just need to be very slightly different, and it's called tawkeel, which is different, which is appointing, where you're going to buy this for the person, and he knows it's okay, thank you. Yeah? And we spoke about discount yesterday, al-arabun. We said the correct view is if I take the down payment. I'm going to buy this, and you've taken the item, you have 3 days, we've specified the time. So 3 days, okay? Let me know what you want to do. But it's non-refundable deposit. If you make it clear, this is it. He comes back, he can't take the deposit, you keep the deposit with you, and your item comes back to you. This is the view of Imam Ahmad rahimahullah ta'ala, based on the hadith in Al-Bukhari. It's in Sahih Al-Bukhari. Yesterday I was in my library and we researched. Brother Kamran, Jazakallah khair, wherever he is today, mashallah. But he's the one who researched it and he found the exact wording of the hadith and he sent it to me. It's in Sahih Al-Bukhari that Umar radiallahu anh did this. I will put it onto the group for those who are on the group in Bulugh al-Maram class, inshallah, and you'll find the exact wording of the hadith and you can look at it. Yes. No, saying tawkeel is not, it's just the actual thing. Could you get it for me? Yes, I'll give you the money, go and get it for me. It's the same thing. It's not, you've got to say tawkeel, he's going to say tawkeel. That was a bit wrong, yeah? But you know what I mean, yeah? It doesn't need to be like that. Okay? That'd be very difficult then, isn't it? Subhanallah. طيب. Next hadith, this hadith, عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا تلقوا الجلب فمن تلقي فاشتري منه فإذا أتى سيده السوق فهو بالخيار رواه مسلم. نعم. صلى الله عليه وسلم. Okay, this is a very important. So he's got a choice. So now this is also telling us another thing, that if you sold someone and they didn't know the market price and you done a little wrong thing, this transaction is still valid. But the person, once he realizes that you've done fraud with him, he has the choice, khiyar means to invalidate that contract. And يفسخ ذلك العقد. يجوز له أن يفسخ ذاك. He is allowed to cancel that contract. Or he can say, no problem, خلاص, doesn't matter. And if he stays quiet and doesn't do anything, then this is it. Astaghfirullah, but this is a reality of the matter. I'm giving you a fiqhi mas'ala. Although what you've done is wrong. Well, ithm. But the contract is allowed. You know what I'm trying to say to you now? You've done it, you went to the person and he doesn't know the market price. You said, look, this really, is like, only £2. So, I'm selling it for you to £2. Or I'm buying it off you. He's got goods, you're buying it off him. He doesn't realize how much it is, but he comes to the city, he realizes, this is sold for £10. That's wrong. He can't do this. He comes to you, goes to you, no, I want it back. You have to give it back. Wajib alayh. If not, then this is now the same as stealing. This is his property. You've done an aqd which is haram, which is not allowed. Bil batil. This is mal, this is wealth. You're eating, which is haram, not allowed. Okay? But if he stays quiet, he goes, no problem. Okay, then this is okay. Done. You're forgiving, in certain cases. Or maybe he done a mistake, he didn't realize. Or you got mixed up. This. A lot of these masail, by the way, are very contemporary. You have to go to the judge, the qadi. Or you have to have an intermediary between you. You have to have someone come intermediary between you to resolve the matter, not a simsar. I'm talking about, not a broker, I'm talking about having someone there in order to, But acting as an agent, there's nothing wrong in this. acting as an agent, being an agent, is nothing wrong. You with me? Nothing wrong. But in this scenario, being a simsar is a problem. Because here you're up price, going down. He doesn't know, you're not being upfront with them, you're lying, you're doing. This is the meaning of the hadith. So this is what one thing where someone will think there's no, all the agencies cancel them, subhanAllah, after listening to this. Yes. Look, this issue is talking about someone who's really, what's the word I'm looking for? I have a word in my mind, but I don't like to use that word. That word doesn't sound right. Someone who's really doing you over, yeah? You know what I'm trying to say? Doing you over, like, you know? Okay, this other mas'ala goes into another mas'ala. Selling a car. Someone sells a car on the road. There's nothing wrong in selling a car on the road, right? People do that. Here, customly, it's known, it's accepted. There's nothing wrong in doing this. So long as he owns it, or he has the wakala to sell it, and all the paperwork and all that. Yeah, we know this. Okay. But if you are someone who he's doing you over because in the showroom they're selling this car for £10,000 and he's coming to you and he's giving it to you for £20,000, and he knows you don't know the price, and you're a young driver, like mashallah, you're a young driver, you just got your license and you want to drive on the road, and you go there and he says, look, don't go to the showroom, no, they're going to do you over, no, I'll sell it to you for cheaper, and then you realize you've been done over. So this is the meaning of the hadith. So a person should not do this, be very careful. Subhan, this hadith, what do they teach us? Adab, min bab al-adab, from the angle of etiquettes and manners. What are they teaching us? Anyone, please? They are teaching us honesty, yes. They're teaching us honesty, but at the same time they're teaching us not to harm others. And also they're teaching us something very unique, which is to think beyond the box. Sometimes people, as they say, they become silly. In Arabic they say, qassu alayk. You know, they say, you've been, what's this word? You've been scammed. That's the word I was looking for. You've been scammed. Yeah? You've been scammed, this person. Qassu alayk. Yeah? So this is a problem. So to learn where you should deal, how you should deal with the people, this is all within Islam. It's been taught to us. If you pay attention to this ahadith, you'll realize how beautiful it is. And the book, this book is a big book, no doubt. There's lots of masail, lots of new masail that we will come with. But it won't be finished, because there's going to be new ones that are coming up every day. But these are rules that you need to understand. Maybe you're not going to go to the desert, right? With due respect. You're not going to go to, and none of you are going to say, let me go to the desert now and tell someone about the market price. There's no one there. Or maybe like by River Thames or somewhere. Subhanallah. It doesn't work like that. But understand what the hadith is talking about. Yeah. What's one main lesson quickly that you can take, that you can apply today in today's time? What do you think? This hadith, how do we apply it today, in today's time? I'm talking about today's era. 2025, I think, yes. Sorry? Don't be unfair with your selling, yes. And you said something earlier that was better, I think. Go on. Yeah, you should be very, very fair, and you don't need to go there to make your deals, and you know. But there's nothing wrong if you say, well, that's the only way I'm going to go and collect the bida'ah, and this is my business. There's nothing wrong, so long you're being fair. The issue is not going to meet them. Don't meet them. Don't go there. It's don't go there by having a simsar, having this broker who's a liar, who's a cheater. And at the same time, and there's so many of them, Allah al-Musta'an, sorry to say. Wallahi, there are so many brokers and middle people, wasit as they call it, who are always lying. Be careful of them. The Islam teaches us to be careful of them. Subhanallah. This hadith, there's so much adab. We can read so much what the scholars have said on this. I'm just saying, يعني نعم. تفضل أخي. نعم تفضل. Can you swap the agent? Yes. Yes. Yeah. The same thing. Whether it be electronically. Electronically, businesses, that's where, most of the business, statistically speaking, are now electronic, right? So, yes, of course. In any way whatsoever, lying, tanajush, as we spoke about, increasing the price without the want, but just to harm others, harming others in general, all of this. But also at the same time, to make us think outside the box. That when you're going to buy something, don't just buy something that's nonsense, and you bought it from this person who you don't even know who he is, how. In Islam, we have the option of you go to him and take your money back. But what happens then when you do that? You go to the person and say, I want my money back. You didn't follow the principles. He says, well, I don't know who you are. Yeah? He's gone. Khalas, kabut. So we need to also apply another rule, which is within Islam, by the way, no extra rules. But I mean, we need to be extra careful and vigilant. Okay, that you should be very, very careful who you make your businesses with and who you talk to and who this is very important. So Islam teaches all of this. Now, next hadith, and we can, inshallah. تفضل. No. You see what Ibn Hajar does? He brings 7 masail now. He brings 7 masail. And what he's doing, he's wrapping it all up, but he found a hadith and he put this hadith here in place. Just to kind of simplify everything that we've said, in other words. It's a very unique way of doing it, and the scholars of hadith, if you know the way they do things, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's amazing. So again, the first mas'ala is clear. The second mas'ala, which is tanajush, don't do tanajush. Here we have another mas'ala now. Don't make a transaction over your brother's transaction. Very important, brothers. This is in two scenarios. Al-khiyar al-majlis wa shart al-majlis. Okay, this means during the transaction is taking place, or in a state and a condition where I say you got 3 days, like earlier on, the scenario that we were in. You have 3 days to bring this item back. Refund policy is 3 days. 14 days is quite a lot, mashallah. But let's say 3 days, I give you the choice. You come back, alhamdulillah, no problem. If you don't want it, you can. But now during that 3 days, another brother, a third party, comes in between this transaction between 2 other brothers. And he goes to you, forget this item is rubbish. I will get it for you for cheaper, don't worry. Give it back to him. This happens, practically speaking, all the time. And this is not allowed. This is not allowed. Before the transaction has started, yes, you can make suggestions. No, akhi, don't go to him, akhi. This brother, I was with him yesterday and this and that. Oh yeah, go to him, he's very good. Actually, no, forget him. He done something the other day as well. Go to a third person and he will help you. This is okay, suggestions, you can talk about it, no problem. But during the transaction is taking place, tam al-aqd. Either during the transaction or whilst he gives you a condition. Okay, you have a few days, a couple of days, 2 days, come back, no problem. And perhaps this is going back to the issue of the down payment, will be for the one who's selling it. The seller has the right to keep that down payment, but he also has a choice to say no. It's okay, you'll get your deposit back. Okay? That was your mas'ala yesterday as well. Similar to that? No. Okay? So anyway, this is clear now, inshallah. So, and during the person's aqd, this is not a good thing. And look, this is another adab, especially between the Muslim brothers and sisters, and especially the businesses which are very next door to each other, almost adjacent. Chicken shop here and chicken shop right there. Very big problem, that one. And if you want to do a business, and if you can, especially if you have a choice, inshallah, avoid this area. And also some scholars, they do give some nasiha, but it depends. I don't like to be open with this, but I like to be, generally speaking, I'd say, avoid it within your family members where you feel that if there be something wrong, it will cause a lot of disputes. This causes a lot of fasad. Marriages break down, this happens, that happens, fasad, yani, bima'na al-kalima, astaghfirullah. So be careful of this area. If you feel, or even, I don't want to do business with this brother, but let me just do it because there might be some money. No, if your heart is not there with it, avoid it. Avoid it. Help him out in any way, no problem, but don't put yourself in that situation where you'll be stuck. This is very, Nasiha by Shaykh Uthman al-Khamis, hafidhullah, he gave this nasiha. And he's a big sheikh, and he's a scholar. So very important. The same mas'ala again, وَلَا يَخْطُبُ عَلَى خِطْبَةِ أَخِيهِ. Likewise, there is a brother, he's proposed someone to marry. He's gone to a sister and he's gone to the father and he says, I want to marry your daughter, and so on and so forth. And alhamdulillah, they are now agreed that the marriage will take place, inshallah. This is like the engagement, as they say in English. This khitbah, it's called khutbah, yeah? With a kha, with a kasra, okay? Khitbah. If you say khutbah, that means that's the nikah, yeah? Or jumu'ah, it depends what you're trying to say. Okay, so the khitbah has taken place. It's an agreement between them two to marry. Another brother comes and he proposes. He knows and he proposes. This is haram. Not allowed. The same with the transaction. The same with this. The last one, read the translation again, please, Akhi. Before the riwayah of Muslim, yani. No. So for the woman to say, if you want to marry me, you must divorce your first wife. She is saying to her future husband, if you want to marry me, you must divorce your previous wife. وَلَا تَسْأَلُ الْمَرْأَةُ طَلَاقَ أُخْتِهَا. Or sister or whoever. Yani. This is not allowed. This is haram. So subhanAllah, Islam is complete because it is adab in every aspect. Buying, selling, nikah. Huh? You're smiling, mashallah. Big smile there. Allah barik. Now. And the last one, Akhi. Fi riwayat al-Muslim. No. كيف يعني? Again? This is similar to بيع على بيع أخي. سؤم, we call this, in Arabic. سؤم. يعني لا يسم المسلم على صوم. لا يسم المسلم على صوم. صوم المسلم. With the sin, صوم. This is the similar scenario that he says, but he goes, look, I am going to increase the price for you, don't worry. I will buy this for more. Same. Al-Muhim, the qa'idah is one rule, and that is a person should avoid doing it. Especially, akhi, bay' ala bay' akhi, this is the one that's known, very known, which is transaction over your brother's transaction, whether that be online. whether it be online, whether it be in any way whatsoever, not allowed. People take you to the corner, akhi, but do it like this, do it like this. People don't realize. Trust me, this one happens on a daily basis. Allahu musta'an. Allahu a'lam. وصلى الله وسلم على النبي المصطفى صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. جزاكم الله خيرا. Next week, inshallah, we'll carry on doing some other masail. I may bring the other book as well, just to try to match it up with the contemporary masail. I hope this was beneficial. جزاكم الله خيرا.